Hello everyone, so welcome to today's video. I have all of my makeup done because this is the intro, but we are going to be doing a full face of all new products. I have a basket full of things that I recently ordered and I have been waiting to get to this little basket for so long to do my makeup and use these new products, and I keep looking at it. I'm like, I don't have time today to play with new stuff and film it, because I really wanted to capture my first impressions, because I've used a lot of other things that are new and then I'll incorporate them into video so they're new on camera, but they're not like first impressions, like first time swatching, first time application. So I really wanted to do that, and I finally found the time today to actually use a lot of the things that I wanted to. There's still some things in that basket that I have not had a chance to use or play with, or that I couldn't incorporate in today's video because I had a specific point that I wanted to make. I wanted to do fresh, dewy, easy complexion, an easy eye look, anticipating an upcoming trip that I have that I just want to get done as quickly as possible and still look put together and check all those boxes in my routine, but I also wanted it to be easy, and I didn't want it to be a whole bunch of product. I don't want to have to travel with my whole kit and caboodle here because I don't want to do that. I want to keep it simple, and I feel like I've achieved that, and you will see my first impressions of these products as we go, and sort of the application method and how I got to this look here today. So if you're interested in seeing what I used, then keep watching and let's get started. So I have this little basket here of a bunch of new products that I recently ordered. Some of them are new releases that just came out. A few things that you'll see were first access to Rouge members through Sephora, and then it was available for everybody to purchase. Some things are new to me that have already been out for some time that I'm just now kind of getting my hands on. And I figured we'd just kind of go through this and get ready. I just put a bunch of hair oil, some Moroccan oil in my hair, put my hair up in a scrunchie. It's a mess, but I'm trying to sort of get better at taking care of my hair, at least putting some oils and some leave-in products to make my hair feel a little softer. So that's why my hair is kind of up in a scrunchie, and it's the mom bun. It's out of the way, but we are gonna get started. I have my skincare on. I have moisturizer and eye cream and just a little bit of a lip balm on, just because my lips have been feeling kind of dry. So we're gonna get started with the complexion, and I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow. I have not tried this. I kind of went back and forth between this and the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin, and I decided to do the Charlotte just because I have always been happy. I think there's only one product that I was kind of disappointed from that brand. Well, partially disappointed, but everything else has been really great. So I decided to go with that one, but then of course this was always in the back of my mind. This says a color correcting medium coverage skin tint plus brightening glow serum plus SPF 40. I just want to use this today to see exactly what it's going to look like on my skin with nothing underneath. I'm actually going to skip primer as well. So I have not even swatched some of these products. I think the majority of them haven't even been used at all. I haven't swatched anything, haven't pumped anything out, so it's brand spanking new and it's going to be nice and clean just for today. But I'm just going to take and just kind of, I guess, just try to get the product out onto my my beauty sponge, and I have it in the shade Fair. If I don't mention the shades that I have in the products, I will have them listed in the description box. So I did one pump, and I think I should just do this on the back of my hand, honestly, and just kind of dot this around. I normally do this with my finger, but kind of went a little backwards here today, but it's okay. So I'm going to just start blending this in. I'm not quite sure if this is something that would be good with a brush or a beauty sponge. When I used to use the original and the silver tube, I used that for a year straight, and I loved it. I remember using that years ago before I had my 3-year-old. So it's been quite some time since I've used the IT Cosmetics. Ooh. And it smells kind of like a spa, kind of skincare-y. Yeah, actually it smells nice. So I used that for a year straight, and that's probably like the only product that I have ever used up entirely, foundation-wise. because I always have so many. So it's really hard for me to actually get through a full ounce of foundation because I rotate so many products. But I remember really liking that and wishing that they would have had a shade a little lighter. Since then, they've definitely expanded their shade range, which is great. So I'm able to actually get the fair because I feel like light would have just been a little too, probably too dark for me right now. And that blended in beautifully, actually. And it looks really good. It's like my skin looks kind of healthy looking and it doesn't look heavy or cakey. I do feel like I want a little bit more, so I'm just gonna kind of take a tiny bit more and go over here. I have like a couple little spots. I think it's melasma from pregnancy right here, and I remember having something very similar when I was pregnant with my girls, but it's very, very light, so I'm trying to really be diligent about SPF because it can get darker with sun. That actually looks really beautiful, and I was afraid with the whole glow serum that it was gonna make my skin too glowy, borderline oily and greasy looking, because I don't like that. I like dewy, I'm all for it. However, there's that fine line between looking radiant and dewy and having healthy looking skin like you just had a facial, put your moisturizer and skincare on, to looking super oily, sweaty, and just like you've been outside for far too long and you need to kind of blot or wash your face. You know, there's that fine line. And I hope it wears well throughout the day. And I think I'm gonna just kind of do a little bit more right around here because I do have another complexion product. What's mostly a concealer. And I might do a haul sharing everything that's in this basket separately because I may not get to use everything. I don't want to look like a clown today. I've got so much stuff to do today around the house before our trip. So I really like this actually. This looks really nice. I got a new concealer. This is the Hydra Beam Concealer from Saie Beauty. This came out very recently. I have the HB1. It comes out in a couple different shades. Not a huge shade selection, but I think this is kind of like a sheer sort of brightening, something that you can use on its own or maybe even under your favorite concealer. So I'm not exactly sure how much of this I'm supposed to use. There's a little bit of resistance when you try to pull the wand out of the container, but I feel like it might be okay. Let me get my mirror and see up close. I'm using my beauty sponge. I'm applying these just like I would anything else. I'm not doing anything special, just because I want to be able to use these products the same way I use on my other concealers, with the same applicator, the same method of application, same order, because I just want to see how well these work. And that actually looks really nice, very brightening. I don't know if you can tell the difference. Maybe I should have just done one eye first and then show you. But I do feel like there was something there. I was expecting this to be a lot lighter than it actually is. I would say this is more of a light, creeping into the medium-ish with coverage. Is nowhere near full coverage though. So if you like full coverage, this might just be something that you would skip or maybe use first. All right, so I have the concealer blended. I'm gonna leave it alone. I do see a little bit of creasing right under here, but it's very minimal. I don't know if it's just the layering of the concealer or the brightener over the CC cream. It could very well be that, but I always set my concealer anyway, so I'm gonna do the exact same thing. To use my Charlotte Tilbury, I have the mini, like the travel size, and I have the shade Fair 1 in this, and I always use this for concealer, to set my concealer, set my face if I wanted to. So I'm gonna use that and just kind of pat that right over that brightener. And I'm gonna just leave it as is. Like I said, I'm not gonna go over it with any additional concealer or product. I'm just gonna leave it like this and see how I feel about it. For brows, I'm gonna get them going because it's one of those things where I cannot do my makeup routine without doing my brows. And so I have a couple of new things that I have not used. I've had these for a few months now, and I have been just kind of putting them off Not because I'm kind of hesitant about it. I bought them with the full intention of using it, but I also wanted to use up some of the other stuff. And so the go-to brow pencil that I've been using pretty much every single day is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Brow Lift in medium brown, with the NYX Thick It Stick It over the top as my setting gel, and it also adds a little bit more color to the brows. But I also had these in my little brow compartment of my drawer, and they are the brow products from the Kosas brand. I use the foundation and concealer, so I decided to try more from them. So I have the medium brown pencil, the Air Brow in medium brown, and then the clear brow gel. So I think I might go in with the pencil and try that. Like I said, I have not even used it. It's a very fine, thin little pencil, and it has that teardrop shape, but it's super, super tiny, so we'll see. And it has that spoolie, which is always great to have as a way to comb through the brows, get them ready, groom them first, set your brows with it. So I hope the medium brown works. I use medium brown in Anastasia as well, which I do have 2 Anastasia pencils. But since we're doing a full face of new stuff, I wanted to use as many new products as I can to share with you guys my thoughts. And so far this pencil color seems to be working well, and it's applying quite nicely. And I do like how it's more squared off the actual component. You typically have like a rounded, like a pencil feel to your brow products, but this one has a different shape, and I actually think it's lends itself to a better grip, and so I like that. I really do, actually. And I like the color. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of purple, but I like the fact that this stands out in my collection. So you'll immediately see it when you open the drawer and you see this hanging out. You kind of already know that's the Kosas, because they do different colors for their products. And it smells, it's got a pretty strong scent, but it's okay. Moving on, I do not have any powder on my face, just under the eyes, and I do want to use a little bit of a cream bronzer. I got the new Nars cream bronzer. They had these release. This is the Laguna 2, which is the original one. I guess it was released before and they brought it back, but now they've expanded and added a couple more colors. There's a lighter shade than this, and there's a few darker shades. And I have not even used this bronzing cream, so I'm going to try this today. I also picked up one of the new Benefit, their blushes. This one is in the shade called Terra, and I wanted something that was going to be kind of like a reddish kind of bronze tone, not specifically as a blush, but to use it as a bronzer in the summer that had a little bit more redness and more warmth. I also didn't want to purchase a full-size product because I know it's only something that I'm going to use very, very lightly. So I will show you what that looks like. It is very red, quite, I don't want to say greasy, but there's a bit of a slip to it. But then when I'm blending it in the back of my hand, it seems to be kind of like a satiny finish, not too like wet looking, which is nice. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, and I'm just going to kind of dot this with my finger instead of sticking my brush in there, because I feel like I'm going to pick up way too much product. So we'll see. And this is the Laguna 2. I think I mentioned that before, but I do use my beauty sponge that's been slightly damp. It's still quite damp from my foundation application, but I do use that to blend in my liquid and cream bronzers, and I feel like this is a good shade. It's not as warm as I thought it was going to be. At least it doesn't appear with these lights. We'll see what it looks like in a different lighting. First impression of this, it's pigmented, but it blends well. It's not super orange looking. It's not too dark where I can't use this when I'm a little bit more fair, like typically right now, but of course anticipating a little bit more color in the summer, when I go outside and spend some time, especially with this upcoming vacation. I just hope that it doesn't make me break out. I don't think it will, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on that. I'm kind of scared to go with this. I do want to use this though. Should I? Should we do it? Let's go in. Let me see if I can find a brush that, yeah, I'm going to use this one. This is my Define brush from Eco Tools. I'm going to use the very tip of this to kind of just lightly get the tiniest bit and go over that just to add a little bit more warmth and see if it's actually going to work for what I think I want to do with it, with like a little bit more color, a little bit of a tan. And the smallest amount that I'm using, that is exactly why I didn't want to go with a full size, because I feel like it's just going to sit there because it's not a tone. Like I wouldn't use this tone for blush often. But I do think it's pretty. It added a little bit more. And it is the Bare Minerals. It's the Blonzer. So they have 3 different shades. This was released a while back, different color packaging, and they brought it back. And this is in the shade Kiss of Pink. So the whole point of this is it's supposed to be your blush and your bronzer all in one compact and knock out 2 steps in one. I don't see how this could be a bronzer because even the most fair, like if you're even more fair than I am, this is obviously pink. So this is not a bronzing tone. But I do think it's pretty. It looks beautiful when I swatch it. It has like the most subtle kind of sheen to the skin where it makes the skin, like it could make the skin look really nice. I haven't used it yet, so we're going to find out how this is going to look. So just kind of dusting that onto the apples of the cheek just to add a little bit of a sheen to the cheeks and a little touch of pink. No, I have a lot, but I'm doing very thin layers, so it should be good. Let's see how this looks up close. Oh yeah, so it looks, there's a sheen, but it's not shimmery. It's not as glowy as I thought it was gonna be. It's actually nice. So I'm gonna use this kind of like a topper to some of my other blushes. So now for one of my very favorite steps in my routine, it's highlight. I got the new highlight, the cream highlighter from Rosy Ink or Rose Ink. I'm not sure. I think it's Rosy Ink. I am not familiar with this brand. It is one that's fairly recent for Sephora. These just came out, and I chose the shade Opalescent. I was kind of going back and forth between this one and the one that's a little bit more kind of champagne-y. I don't know if that one's going to lean too gold because I am fair, so I just kind of wanted to play it safe. So I chose this one that has a subtle kind of pink undertone to it, and I feel like this would be quite nice. And I don't know how well this is going to wear, but these are the Cream Highlight Illuminator Cream. It says at the bottom. I'm going to use my finger and kind of pat that on, and that is actually really pretty. And it comes with a mirror, and you can also pop it out. It has 2 little holes. You can put a pin in there and swap it out and refill it, so you can save your compact and repurchase the same color, a new color. Oh yeah, this is very glowy. Definitely right up my alley. And I do think that the pink on it, I need to get a little closer. The pink is not super pink. So if you're fair like me and you want something that's gonna be good and very complementary to a fair skin tone, I think this one is a good place to be. So I'm gonna take some right down here through my Cupid's bow. And then I'm also gonna take a little bit right through my brow bone. So this is going on really nicely, very creamy, very easy to blend, but it's not greasy. It doesn't look wet. I mean, you see the glow, obviously. Hello, cheekbones, we're here. It's a vibe, it's a thing, right? But it's not like a glazed donut, okay? It's not that. I feel like it's very pretty. I did put a lot because I love highlight. It's one of my favorite steps in my routine, and the day that highlight stops, making me very excited, then I know I have a problem. But I absolutely love the highlight. It's really pretty. But so far, I am actually thrilled with everything on my complexion. I do feel like everything is working out quite nicely, and I'm glad, because there's nothing worse than being so excited for a product and then it just doesn't hit the mark. You're just like, no. But so far, these are nice. Kind of anticipating summer, ease of use, get ready and go kind of situation. I got a few more shadow sticks. So the first one that I got was the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Sticks in Golden Bronze. And this is actually really nice. I do have the, what is it, Dusty Mauve. And it's a beautiful shade. It's a great one and done kind of thing. If you're on the go, summertime, getting ready before work, and you want to have your eyes done, but you don't want to spend a lot of time, a cream eyeshadow is a great place to start. Then I also picked up the Charlotte Tilbury. These are the color Chameleon and Amber Haze. This is for brown eyes. And I've been wanting to try this from Charlotte for such a long time. I'm familiar with the Bobbi Brown formula, but I really wanted Charlotte. It's kind of bronzy, but it's also a little bit warmer. This one here is the Bobbi Brown, so as you can see, compared to the two, this one looks a little bit more cool toned, and it pulls a little bit more taupe than the Amber Haze. But if I didn't have the amber one next to it, it would look like a regular bronze. So I'm super pumped. I'm going in with the Charlotte because I want it. I want to use this one. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of scribble this on, get close to my lashes. Since I already have primer on, I don't really need to do a whole bunch of prep here. I'm going to take a brush, though, before this sets. I'm not sure how long wearing these are, because I had one previously from Charlotte from a long, long time ago. I feel like the lighting is changing. It's getting dark out. I had gotten one from Charlotte in a kit a couple years ago, but it was like a champagne. And it had like a soft kind of champagne pink, but there was very obvious, oh no. Okay. Well, that already set. Okay. Well, let me not waste any more time. Okay. That actually set I quick. So, anyways, I'm going to go back to my story. The one of the color Chameleon that I had from a couple years ago, I think I might have been pregnant, or maybe before I got pregnant with my 3-year-old. But it was the light pink shade with a little bit of a champagne color, but then it was also kind of glittery. And it was just a no. It was a hard no. Like, I could not. And at the time, I wasn't as experienced with the brand. I have a lot of Charlotte products. Like, I absolutely love the brand. It's one of my favorite luxury brands to use. And I am rarely, if ever, disappointed in any product. There's one, the newer highlight that she came out with, probably like a month and a half ago. I'm like partially disappointed. So half of it is not as good as I wanted it to be. I'm going to take the same little pencil and go close to my lash line. Again, I'm going to do a little bit and then quickly work that in with my finger. And just like that, lower lash line is done. Except for some mascara, it could not be easier. I'm going to use a little bit of this very light tan color here to define my crease just a little bit and help blend out some of these edges. And I'm using a fluffy brush. This is from the Nars Summer Unrated. I know technically this isn't a one shadow look because I'm doing this step here, but I've got a little extra time and I figured, why not? Just do a little bit. And I also picked up the Benefit They're Real Xtreme Precision Liner. I have this one and the new one. Well, it's not new. It's new to me. Let me see if I can find it. I put it in my drawer and I have yet to use it. I should have put it in my little basket. My new stuff goes in a separate basket, but I did pick up the Lancome Adult Ultra Precise Waterproof. So both of these are brand new, but I think I want to try this one. I have not done liquid liner in such a long time. I don't even know if I should even attempt to do it, but it's a very thin, very, very fine. Whoa, that is I feel like my skill level on liquid liner is probably not prepared for this. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna try it anyways. Who cares? It's very, very rich, very black. I was not expecting that. As they should be. So I'm gonna use my pinky finger to kind of rest on my cheekbone here. And I'm trying to do as thin of a line as I can just because I don't normally do a very thick liner. I always use eyeshadow, but this is very, very intense. It's very pigmented, so I'm warning you if you try it. I think this is the most intense, like, pigmented black liquid liner I think I've ever used. It looks a little odd to me just because I have not done liquid liner in probably 6 months or longer. I do like pencil liner, shadows, dark eyeshadows as my liner. I think it'll wear on me as the day goes on. But now I need to finish the eyes with some mascara. All right, so my last step is lips, and I want to use, I'm trying to go back and forth, but I think I'm going to do my Huda Beauty. I've been using this one a lot. This is the Lip Contour 2.0 in Muted Pink. And then I have the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the, I want to say the Hyaluronic Happikiss. I think that's what they're called in Pillow Talk. I'm going to do that very lightly just because it is more pigmented than I expected it to be. So I'm going to start with the liner. It's the Pillow Talk tone, so it is a little deeper. So what I do is I like to kind of tap a little bit, like so, and then kind of blend. And it almost creates like a stained effect on the lips. It is a very pretty color, a very nice formula to use with that lip liner, without the lip liner. I've done both, and I do feel like that tone is really nice with the bronze eyeshadow. And I've used this one, I think, twice already, but I've done it off camera, so this is the first time I'm using it on camera to give you guys my thoughts. And so far, it's really good, and I do like how everything kind of came out with the lips, and those two together are really great. And that is it. That is the completed look here today. I am glad that I turned the camera on and did a full face of new products, because I have been wanting to play with these products in this basket, and there's so much more in there that I didn't get a chance to use just because I kind of wanted to keep the complexion very fresh, very glowy and dewy, and I feel like we did achieve that today with the products, and everything will be listed for you down below. And I also wanted to keep it simpler on the eyes just because I'm anticipating an upcoming vacation trip that I'm going to be out in the sun. It's going to be hot. And I also wanted to kind of do a trial run with some things and see how I like it. And I do like how everything turned out. I do feel like my eyes are very intense because of the liquid liner, and I have to get used to that because I don't normally do liquid liner, but I'm actually really liking that liquid liner. It went on with ease, and I feel like during vacation, that might be something that will just, that might be a good one. But I do like the eyeshadow. It is something that you have to work with very quickly, the color Chameleon by Charlotte, because once it sets and it's not budging, it's not going anywhere. I do like the kind of glow and dewiness from the highlighter and also from the It Cosmetics CC cream. the bronzer, the blushes, it all just looks really good. And I'm just so happy that it turned out really well. Because like I said at some point in the video, there's nothing worse than being excited for something and anticipating the arrival if you order it, or getting home after purchasing it and using it and then being so disappointed. And I cannot stand that feeling. That's why I take my time researching what I want to purchase, because I don't like feeling disappointed. And it's gonna happen. It's a natural thing. We're gonna get disappointed. Some products that are super hyped up just may not check all of our boxes, and that is okay. But I am just really excited to continue using these products and to incorporate them in future videos. So far, my first impression has been pretty great with everything. I don't think there's one thing that I've used today so far that I feel like is an absolute no. Absolutely not. There is no hard no's in this one today, and that makes me a happy gal, if you can't already tell. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you found something that you'd like to try. If you want to share some of your experiences with some of these products, or even your favorites, let me know in the comments section. And I appreciate you so much for being here, for tuning in, and for just being with here and spending some time with me today. Have a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.